There are 86,400 seconds in a day, and if she spends a growing number of them tilted away from you, shielding her screen like it's a classified government document, you aren't just respecting her space, you are witnessing the digital fortress. Behavioral observations suggest that for a woman in a committed relationship, a sudden and aggressive demand for privacy is rarely about personal boundaries. It is almost always about operational security. You see her phone go from being left on the kitchen counter to being glued to her palm even in the bathroom. You think you are being a trusting partner, but you are actually the victim of the transparency blackout. She has realized that her secret life requires a wall, and she is using the word privacy as the bricks to build it. You're witnessing a psychological operation where your respect for her rights is being used as the very tool to hide her wrongs. You are the victim of the secretive shift. While you are home believing in the healthy boundaries she's preaching, she is using that darkness to illuminate a connection with someone else. Today, we are tearing back the curtain on why privacy becomes her favorite word the moment she has something to hide, and how she managed to make you feel like the toxic one for simply noticing the change. If you don't watch this until the final second, you are choosing to stay a blind protector of her lies instead of the master of your own reality. The most brutal deception a man can endure is being told he is controlling for wanting the same transparency that existed in the relationship before she found someone worth hiding. This channel is for men who reject control, resist distraction, and refuse to break. If that's you, you belong here. A lady told me men today have lost their standards, no longer have to focus, discipline, or backbone to stand together. I didn't respond with words, I built this brotherhood instead. This channel was created to challenge that assumption. Every man who subscribes is evidence that strength and self-respect are still alive. Most men will watch this and still go back to their old self. This channel is for the few who won't. If you value truth, control your impulses, and know your worth, don't leave. Subscribe, support the video, and leave a comment so I know you're serious. If you're ready to move differently from the rest, stay, because you're at the right place. We have to look at the mechanics of defensive entrenchment. You see, brothers, when a person starts leading a double life, their behavior must become inconsistent with their past. Behavioral patterns show that she develops a sanctuary of the screen. In the beginning of your relationship, there were no passwords, no hidden folders, no face-down phones. But now her digital life has become a no-fly zone. You are the victim of the access withdrawal. You think you are being modern and respectful, but you are actually experiencing the informational heist. You are providing the physical safety and the financial stability that allows her the comfort to conduct a secret interview for your replacement. This leads us to the boundary weaponization. You are being neurologically gaslit by a woman who has realized that if you call your curiosity insecurity, you will back off out of shame. You are the victim of the shame-based silencing. The most dangerous part is the notification panic. You've seen it, the way she jumps when a text comes in, the way her body language shifts when you walk behind her while she's typing. Behavioral observations suggest that these aren't quirks, they are startle responses. Her nervous system is in a constant state of fight or flight because she knows her privacy is a thin veil. You are being psychologically sidelined by a person who is using space as a synonym for secrecy. You are the victim of the emotional embargo.
I want to tell you about a man named Dominic. Dominic was a devoted husband who took pride in his healthy marriage with a woman named Sarah. For years, they shared everything, but slowly, Sarah started changing. She changed her passcode. She started taking work calls in the garage. She told Dominic that she felt smothered and needed digital privacy to feel like an individual. Dominic, wanting to be the supportive man, gave her all the space she asked for. Dominic was the loser in this story because he chose the compliance of the blind. Whenever his gut told him something was wrong, he silenced it with the privacy lecture Sarah had given him. He didn't notice that the more privacy she got, the less intimacy he received. Dominic was the victim of the slow fade betrayal. One evening, Sarah left her phone unlocked while she went to shower, a rare mistake. Dominic saw a stream of messages from a man Sarah had labeled as Aunt Martha. It wasn't an aunt, it was an old flame Sarah had been seeing for 6 months. Dominic failed because he didn't realize that privacy in a marriage is for the bathroom and the diary, not for the person you share a bed with. He ended up losing his sense of reality because he spent a year protecting the very privacy that was destroying him. He was the victim of the enforced ignorance. You have to recognize the cold logic of the hidden door. When a woman suddenly demands a private life within a public marriage, she is performing a social decoupling. She is moving her emotional assets out of your reach so she can liquidate them later. Behavioral observations show that she will often test your boundaries by seeing how much she can hide before you complain. You are the victim of the tolerance test. You think you are showing trust, but she sees it as submission to the lie. This leads us to the tech-driven separation. The apps with disappearing messages, the hidden photos, the archived chats. You are the victim of the digital infidelity. Behavioral patterns suggest that men in this position often start to feel like detectives in their own homes, but you are being psychologically eroded by a woman who has outsourced her loyalty to a device you aren't allowed to see. You are being emotionally evicted from her inner circle while still being expected to pay the mortgage for her outer circle. You are the victim of the ghosting in plain sight. The loser's loop is the man who tries to ask for permission to be part of her life again. You ask, "Can we go back to how it was?" Or, "Why can't I see your phone anymore?" But you are the victim of the narrative flip. Behavioral patterns suggest that she will use these questions to label you as abusive or controlling to her friends and family. You are being psychologically looped into a cycle of apologizing for your intuition. You have to realize that the privacy she is fighting for is the armor she needs to protect her new project. You are being drained of your masculine discernment by trying to negotiate for truth with a person who is committed to a lie. The final stage of this first section is understanding the cold logic of the guarded life. This is the stage where your intuition turns into a physical weight. You feel the vibration of her phone in your own pocket even when it isn't there. You are being physically burned out by the constant mental gymnastics of trying to believe her privacy speech while your eyes see the deception. You are the victim of the intuition suppression. The man you used to be was a man of certainty, but you have become a man of shadows. You have to let that man go. You have to realize that the tightness in your chest is your biological alert system telling you that the perimeter has been breached, and the privacy she claims is actually your exclusion.
You don't want to be labeled controlling. You are essentially paying for the front row seat to your own replacement. You need to understand the concept of the privacy pivot. The man who wins this war isn't the one who begs for the password. It's the man who realizes that in a committed union, privacy is for what happens in the bathroom, but transparency is the oxygen of the relationship. You're the victim of the semantic trap. She is using a virtuous word like privacy to shield a vicious action like betrayal. Behavioral observations show that a woman who has nothing to hide hides nothing. You're witnessing a psychological pivot where she has moved from shared living to separate realities. You're the victim of the invisible wall. Today, we are finishing the blueprint of the sovereign gatekeeper. We are looking at the final tactical shifts, the science of the behavioral baseline, the verification of digital distance, and the mastery of the final disconnect. I'm going to show you why a man's non-negotiable transparency is the only way to flush out a coward who is hiding in the dark. If you don't watch this until the final second, you're choosing to stay the security guard for a secret you aren't allowed to see. I know men with standards are here. If you value discipline, respect, and strength, subscribe, like, and comment. This space attracts real men with standards. If you live by discipline and strength, subscribe, support the video, and comment below. We have to talk about the sovereignty of the behavioral baseline. You see, brothers, the privacy request isn't the problem, it's the timing of the request. Behavioral observations suggest that the winner is the man who compares then to now.
If she was an open book for 3 years and suddenly becomes a locked vault in month 37, that isn't personal growth, it's damage control. You are being neurologically reclaimed the moment you stop debating the right to privacy and start observing the pattern of secrecy. You are the victim of the intellectual diversion until the day you decide that your home will not house secrets. This leads us to the science of the digital guard. Most men think they can fix this by being even nicer, hoping she'll feel safe enough to open up again. This is a behavioral error. You are rewarding her for shutting you out. Behavioral patterns show that when a person is cheating, the phone becomes an extension of the other man's presence. You are being psychologically reset. By shifting your focus from what is she hiding to why is she hiding, you reclaim your position as the leader of the environment. You aren't snooping, you are auditing the health of your investment. I want to tell you about a man named Vance. Vance was a high-level project manager who noticed his girlfriend, Mia, had suddenly installed a privacy screen on her phone, the kind that makes the screen look black unless you're looking directly at it. When Vance asked about it, Mia went on a rant about autonomy and how Vance's insecurity was suffocating her creativity.
Vance became the winner in this story because he chose the sovereign detachment. Vance didn't argue. He didn't try to peek over her shoulder. He simply said, "I value a life of total transparency. If you need a private world that I'm not allowed to see, then you need a life that I'm not part of." He was the victim of the gaslight attempt. Mia told all their friends he was unstable, but Vance stayed cold. He stopped providing the emotional benefits of a boyfriend. He became a ghost in the house. This value shock caused Mia's carefully constructed wall to crumble. Within a week, the privacy screen was gone, and the truth came out. She had been flirting with a former coworker and didn't want Vance to see the playful messages. Vance won because he realized his standard was more important than his attachment. He didn't stay to fix her. He left because he realized a woman who needs a privacy screen from her own man is a woman who is already looking for his exit. He won because he understood that the secret was the signal to leave. You have to recognize the biological signal of the truth seeker. This is a biological fact. When a man stops accepting the shadow and starts demanding the light, his internal stress levels drop. You are the victim of the secrecy cortisol as long as you're playing her game of don't ask, don't tell. But the moment you demand a transparent frame, your power returns. You are being biologically optimized to filter out deception. Her privacy wasn't a boundary. It was a blindfold she tried to tie around your eyes so she could move her things out in the middle of the night. The winner's protocol is about the sovereignty of the open field. You have to look at your life and realize that you are the commander of the territory. No one gets to set up a hidden camp on your land. You are the sovereign man. You recognize that trust is earned through transparency, not through demands for space. You are being hardened for the truth. Healing is the realization that the privacy she was fighting for was actually the funeral shroud of the relationship. You are being reforged. You now know that a phone lock is often a heart lock. You are the master of your own psychology. You don't need to see the messages to know the connection is broken. You just need to feel the coldness of the wall. You are the sovereign man. You are the master of your own destiny. You don't look back at the privacy she stole from the relationship. You look forward at the freedom you gained by refusing to live in the dark. So here is the smart question for the Brotherhood today. If she has nothing to hide, why is she working so hard to make sure you have nothing to see? I want to hear from the brothers who noticed the phone tilt or the new passcode and realized the end was near. Did you confront her, or did you just walk away and let her keep her privacy in an empty house? For the brothers who are currently being called insecure for wanting transparency, be honest.
Do you really believe her privacy speech? Or are you just afraid that if you look behind the curtain, you'll find exactly what you've been fearing? Drop your experience in the comments. Your story might be the flashlight the brother next to you needs to see the trap he's walking into. This channel is for men who've stopped carrying responsibility for other people's decisions. If that's you, don't drift away. Stay. Subscribe, support the message, and let your voice be known in the comments. We're building clarity here, and this is only the beginning. I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay cold, stay in your power.